Good morning, my dear students. I am Jerry Wheeler, your economics teacher for class 12th, and today we are going to revise chapter number 1, 2, and 3, which are coming in unit test first. So let's revise the chapters. So today in economics we are going to revise chapter number 1, 2, and 3. So in chapter number 1 is what? Some basic concept of macroeconomics. Then second chapter is what? National income and related aggregates. And third one is methods of calculating national income. And from third chapter I am giving you till value added method only. Okay, the other two methods are not coming in this unit test first. So the unit test, as I already told you, are given in the pattern of MCQs and fill in the blanks. So today we are going to revise some questions of economics, this 1 to 3 chapter in MCQ forms. Okay, and one more thing I want to tell you that these questions are, it is not like that only these questions are going to come in the exam. It is just for revision. Just I'm telling you, I'm giving you just idea which type of questions can come in the exam. Okay, so let's solve these questions and revise our chapters 1, 2, and 3. So just check first question. If a car is purchased by a taxi operator, who is purchasing? A taxi operator, a person who is driving what? Taxi. Okay, it will be regarded as a, so if a taxi driver is purchasing a car for his own business, you can say, so we will regard this purchase as a capital good. That good will we will regard that one as a capital good, or we can say it as a intermediate good, or we can say it is a final good, or we can say both A and C. Just think about this one. Now as you can see here, they are talking about what? Good. Now for goods you have a learn in chapter number second only types of goods produced in the economy. If you remember the heading, types of goods produced in the economy, in there only we have learned about final goods, intermediate goods, consumer goods, and capital goods. So final goods are those goods which are used either for consumption or for investment. Then comes about what? Intermediate goods. So intermediate goods are those goods which are used as a raw material. Okay, which are used as a raw material. Okay, then third one is what coming? Consumer goods. Consumer goods, also called you can say consumption goods, are those goods which are directly used for the satisfaction of human wants. Under this we have talked about the its types like durable goods, semi-durable goods, non-durable goods, and non-material goods. Then comes what at last? Capital goods. These are those goods which are used in the process of production for several years and which are of high values. These goods are fixed asset. What they are? Fixed asset for the producer, and use of these goods leads to depreciation of the product of the that assets. Example, plant and machinery and any fixed asset which you are using. Okay, so capital goods are only those durable goods which are used as a producer goods, not as a consumer goods. Example, a car with a tourist company is a capital good, but the same car if we are taking with the consumer household, so is a durable good. You can say suppose that I am purchasing a car for my use, so I am not using it for a taxi purpose, but I am using for my purpose, for my personal use. So it would be called a consumer good that time. But when a taxi driver is purchasing, so that time it will be called a capital good. What it will be called? Capital good. So if you look at this question, if a car is purchased by a taxi operator, so it will be regarded as a what? So in that one answer will strike in your mind, that is capital good. But here only we are doing mistake. This car is purchased by a taxi operator, so he is using it as a capital good also, and he can use it for a what? For his investment purpose, because he is going to use that car for several years, and from that car he is going to earn money. So if you remember, you have learned about what? Final goods. What is final goods? It refers to those goods which are used either for consumption or for investment. Okay, so we are using for investment purpose also. So here our answer should be what? It should be both A and C. It means this car will be regarded as a capital good also and as a final good also. Clear? So now move to question number 2. Vegetables used by the households are example of. Now suppose that you are going to purchase vegetables, like you went to market and you purchase brinjal. Now that brinjal will be called as a capital good, intermediate goods, consumption goods, none of these. Now it is not like that you are using that brinjal for several years, for 4 years, 2 years, like that. You are not going to use that one, or it's not produced more. Okay, so we can't say that it is a capital good, so it can't be a capital good. Second, we're talking about intermediate goods. We are not going to use brinjal for making another vegetable. Okay, so that is not an intermediate good also. Third one is coming what? Consumption good. We are going to consume that vegetable in a form of food. Okay, so that is what? Consumption good. Okay, so it will be called a consumption good. Then third one coming what? Which of the following is a flow variable? Now it is the question of flow and stock and flow. Okay, if you remember, let me revise you once again. So this is stock and this is flow. Now what is stock? Stock relates to a point of time. Example, your savings as on January 1st 2015 are 10,000. Suppose that today I am going to check my account. Today's date is what? You can say 29th August. 29th August, what? How much amount is there in my account? That is called a stock. Now if you talk about flow, so what is flow? Flow relates to a period of time. Example, your pocket expenses, like that you are getting 50 rupees per day from your parents as a pocket money. Okay, so that is what? Flow, that you are getting over a period of time. Okay, that is called a flow. More examples are given. What? Stock is not time dimensional, but flow is a time dimensional. You're getting per day, per month, like that. Okay, stock influences the flow. Greater the stock of the capital, greater is the flow of goods and services. Flow influences the stock. For example, increasing the supply of money leads to as increasing the quantity of money also. These are examples are given. More example you can see here. For example of stock are wealth, your money, your property, labor force, capital. These are the example of stock. But if we talk about the examples of flow, so it is a income. You are getting a particular fixed income per month or per day or per week. Okay, so expenditure of money, how much we are doing expenditure per month, that is called a flow over a period of time. You can see capital formation, change in the supply. These are the examples of flow. So here the question which is given here, which of the following is a flow variable? So we talk about consumption, wealth, quantity of money, none of these. Now just wealth, we have seen that wealth is a example of stock, so it can't be a example of flow variable. Okay, so next is coming quantity of money. So quantity of money for a particular point of time is also a stock. None of these can't be. Then none of these it can be, but first of all just check the A option, consumption. Now we are doing consumption on a particular basis for a period of time. Daily we are eating something, at night daily we are eating at night, daily we are eating at breakfast. Okay, so these are things. Consumption is coming under the flow variable because it is you can say what it influences the stock also, or it is a what? Dimensional. It is a time dimensional and it relates to the period of time. That's why it is called what? Consumption will be called a flow variable. Okay, and this quantity of money, wealth, is what? Stock variable. Next come, that is question number 4. Which concept is known as the study of aggregates? Aggregates means total. Okay, so where we're talking about aggregates? We're talking about aggregates in macroeconomics. We have learned in 11th class. Okay, we are talking about economic problem as a individual. But when talk about macroeconomics, so we are not talking about a single individual, but we're talking about whole country, all the peoples. Okay, then comes aggregate demand. Then comes what? Market demand. So what? So where we are studying the concept of aggregates, it is only what? Macroeconomics only. Okay, here we are learning about the national income, the whole income of country. Okay, all the people. So it is called the aggregate, total. Okay, next coming what? Electric goods like tube lights and bulbs are examples of. Now they're talking about the examples of these tube lights and bulbs. They are coming under which goods? We have learned about types of goods. I have shown you also, and here we have given the options like semi-durable consumer goods, durable consumer goods, non-material goods, non-durable consumer goods. So these all 4 parts are of types of consumer goods. Just look at the types of consumer goods. Consumer goods which are used for consumption. Okay, so first type is coming what? Durable goods. What durable goods? Used for several years and are of relatively high value, like TV. TV is not like that today we have bought and after 1 week it is dumb. It is not like that. TV is working for several years. Even sometimes some short repair problem is coming, so we can repair it, and then it work for 10 years or 8 years or 11 years, like that. Radio, car, scooter, washing machine, these are of relatively high value and they are we are using it for several years. Okay, not for just 1 or 2 years. Then comes what? Semi-durable goods, used for a period of 1 year or slightly more. So you can say that we are using it for a short period of time. Okay, so not of very high value but little value. Like clothes, we are using clothes, so sometimes it can be torn, and what happens sometimes when we are growing, so it becomes of no use. Furnitures can be broken after some years, after 2 or 3 years, like that. Crockeries, electric goods. So electric goods are coming under which? Semi-durable goods. Just pay attention here. Then coming what? Non-durables, or you can say single use. Yes, we have used and it is done. Like bread, we have purchased the bread. Now we have eaten, so it is done. So this is single-use consumer goods. At last comes non-material goods, or we can say services, like doctor, lawyer. They are giving us services. Okay, they are not selling any good, but they are giving their services. So these are coming under non-material goods. So out of these four, which one should be our that example we have given, that bulbs and tube lights? So it should be comes under electric goods. Electric goods are coming under semi-durable goods. So our answer should be what? Semi-durable goods, semi-durable consumer goods. Okay, clear to you? Now they are saying question number 6, national product is equals to, and the options they have given: domestic product minus NFIA, domestic product plus NFIA, domestic product divided by NFIA, and domestic product multiplied by NFIA. So first you need to understand that what is domestic product here. Domestic product is NDP at FC. What is NDP at FC? And we need to find out what? National product. It means national income. And national income we are writing as NNP at FC. Now just pay attention here. What we need to find out here? We have to find out national income, that is known as NNP at FC. Okay, and what we are having? NDP at FC, that is domestic income, or you can say domestic product. So NN, here D is there. Now what is here? N here. So this D denotes what? Domestic, and this N denotes national. So we have to convert this domestic to national. So in order to convert domestic to national, what we are doing? Just check here. In order to convert domestic to national, what we are adding? We are adding NFIA, which means net factor income from abroad. So in order to convert domestic to national, we have to add in domestic income what? Plus NFIA. Just check. Domestic income plus NFIA, so domestic product and income only plus NFIA. It means our second option, that is B part, is correct one. Okay, so I hope it is clear to you. Now move to question number 7. Economic territory of a country in which economic activities of the country generates. Economic activity means people is earning there from the same land, and then he is spending also there. Okay, that is called economic activities of the country generates its domestic income. Which income? Domestic income is called. So what we will call that territory? We will call that territory a national territory, domestic territory, political territory, or we can call it as geographical territory. Which one should be the correct one? So if you remember second chapter, national income and related aggregates, in which I have told you about domestic territory. Okay, it means the political frontiers, or you can say border of a country according to United Nations. Okay, and domestic territory is the geographical territory administered by a government within which persons, goods and capital circulates freely. So we are calling that one domestic territory, or we can say as a economic territory. And here the question is what? Economic territory. So what should be our economic territory? That is only one. What? Domestic territory. Okay, so don't be confused here. Next question is coming. Factor payments. Now factor payments are the payments which are we are getting in return of giving factor services. Like we are giving land, labor, capital, so in return to that we are getting rent, interest, profit. Okay, like that. So they are saying factor payments received by the households for what? For rendering their services. This is THEIR. Okay, don't be confused. Rendering their services as employees of the producing units is called. Now if you are working as an employee in a company, in a firm, so what you will get in a form of factor payments? You will get as a rent. You are working as an employee, so you can't get a rent. Rent are getting those who are owners of the house. Then come interest. You have not given your money as a loan or something like that, so you will not get as interest also. You are not doing any business, so you can't get profit. But you are working as a employee, so you will get what? Salary, wages, and these all comes under compensation of employees, which is called COE, which we have learned under value added method also. Okay, so what is the answer? COE, compensation of employees. Okay, now question number 9, that is numerical question. When NNP MP equals to how much given? 5330, and indirect taxes are given 1870, and consumption of fixed capital, it means depreciation. Don't be confused here. Okay, it is another name of depreciation. Consumption of fixed capital is given 1640. Then find out GNP at FC, which means gross national product at factor cost. So what is given to us? NNP at MP, and what we have to find out? GNP at FC. So write it as I told you. NNP, sorry, it is NNP at MP, and we have to convert it into GNP at FC. Now see, it is N, first one letter, okay, and we have to convert it into what? Gross. So we have to convert net to gross. What we have to convert? Net to gross. So in order to convert net to gross, what we need to do? Let's check the formula. In order to convert net to gross, see, just check the arrow is going upside. We need to add depreciation. What we need to do? We have to add here what? Depreciation. So plus dep. Okay, so our net will become gross. NNPP. Now MP is there, and we have to find out FC. What we have to find out? FC. So in order to convert MP to FC, what we have to do? We have to convert market price to factor cost. So market price to factor cost. Just check the arrow upside, because we have to convert MP to FC. So we have to subtract NIT. NIT means net indirect tax. So we have to subtract what? Minus NIT. Now net indirect tax. What is the formula of NIT? NIT formula is what? Indirect tax minus subsidies. Okay. Now just check what is given in our question. NDP at FC. Okay. Depreciation is given. Yes, we have to add depreciation in this NNP at MP, which is given to us. And then indirect taxes. So with indirect tax, they have given subsidies. No, they have not given any subsidies. So we have to do what? Our NIT will become only indirect tax only. Okay. So first NNP at MP, which is given as what? NNP at MP. What we are writing? What we are finding out? GNP at FC. So first we have to write what is given to us. We are given NNP at MP, from which we have to add what? DAP. So plus DAP, and then DAP means depreciation. Don't be confused. Okay. Or you can write full. Minus NIT means net indirect tax, which formula is what? Indirect tax minus subsidies. Subsidy is not given, so 0 we can write subsidies. And indirect tax is how much given? Indirect tax is given to us as 1870. So 1870 minus 0, so it comes what? 1870 only. So our net indirect tax becomes this one only. So NNP at MP was given to us as 5330 plus DAP. How much depreciation is given? In the form of consumption of fixed capital, 1640. Now how much NIT? Just we have find out this one, 1870. So now when we are adding these two, so how much is coming? 6970 when we are adding these two. Okay, how much we have to subtract? 1870. So let's subtract 700 minus 0, 7 minus 7 0, 9 minus 8 1, 6 minus 1 5. So it's coming how much? 5100. That is coming what is GNP at FC. So what this option is given? Options or not? Ninth question. Yes, 5100. This is our answer here. Okay. Now move to next question. That is last question. Question number 10. So the question says that if NDP at FC, which means net domestic product at factor cost, how much given? 4300, and depreciation is given 1350, subsidies is given 250, and net factor income from abroad given, it means NFIA, how much given? 330. So find out GDP at MP. It means gross domestic product at market price. So what is given to us? NDP at FC. What we have to find out? GDP at MP. So write these things. NDP at FC is given to us. GDP at MP we have to find out. So what is not there? N, it means net. We have to convert to gross. So when we are converting net to gross, so just we have seen we have to add depreciation. Then coming domestic, it is domestic same. It is product also same. At last factor cost, and it is market price. So when we are converting factor cost to market price, what we are doing? When we are converting factor cost to market price, we have to what? We have to add what? NIT. What we have to do? Remember, we have to add NIT when we are converting factor cost to market price. So what we are doing? So it is given to us. We'll add this thing, and then what we add? NIT. Let's write first what we have to find out. We have to find GDP at MP. So GDP at MP equals to what is given to us, NDP at FC plus what, DAP, and then what, NIT. Okay, so NDP at FC is given to us how much, 4300. Okay, and then depreciation is given how much, 1350. Okay, and at last NIT. Now NIT formula is what, net factor income from abroad. Sorry, net indirect tax. It means you can say that indirect tax minus subsidy. So indirect tax is given here. Just check. Indirect tax is not given here. So our formula is what, indirect tax minus subsidies. This is our formula. Okay, so 4300 plus 1350 NIT. Now NIT indirect tax is not given, so we can write 0 minus what, subsidy. Subsidy is given to us, that is 250. So we can write here 250. Okay, now look at here, 4300 plus this one. So 0 plus 0, 0. 0 plus 5, 5. 3 plus 3, 6. And at last 4 plus 1, 5. 5, 6, 5, 0. What coming? 5, 6, 5, 0. Then what is there? 0 minus 250. 0 minus 250. What will come? Minus 250 only. Subtract this one. 50 minus 50, 0, 0. Both 0. 6 minus 2, 4. It means it is coming how much? 5400. How much coming? 5400. What is GDP at MP? Now just check this option is given in the question or not. 5400. Yes, it is given C option. It means our C part is the answer of this question. So what you will do, you have to solve the questions in unit test also in this way only. I have solved everything proper wise, but as you have time limit, that is 30 minutes, so you can do fast and roughly, because rough work you don't need to show it. You have to just find out the answer and just have to take the answer there. So do you need to write the full formula? Just yes, in order to check which formula we have to add, what we need to add, what we don't need to add, you can do this thing. Okay, but you have to solve the question in this way only. So I can say all the best for the exam. Practice well. Solve just you can say you can practice more questions of like this. Okay, and just make your concept strong, then you can do any paper. Okay, thank you class. At last, I just want to say, be safe and God bless you all.